Easy to make the case that this was just a Broadcom story with Huawei, but it's much broader than that when you listen to the commentary from the CEO, Hock Tan. Your view on what is happening right now and how you think this plays out through the rest of this year?
Yeah, it's a brush fire that's spreading throughout tech, and I think it all speaks to the U.S. China, UFC battle that's going on here in terms of the inventory that we're seeing in semis, and everyone wonders, does this eventually spread to Apple and others? I think that's the question right here. Is this a canary in the coal mine, or is this something that could be contained? I think right now the jury's still out, and that's why right now this is sort of the gut punch for tech investors that they didn't want to see.
If I had to put you on the spot, what answer would you come with?
I'd say it's sort of both, maybe it's on both sides. I think some of this is Broadcom specific relative to Huawei. I think you are seeing inventory issues across semis, but I do think that this is something that could correct itself over the next quarter or two rather than bleed more into 2020. But it all does come down to the U.S. China trade talks.
Well, a conversation we've been having, Dan, in the last 50 minutes or so is that it's the persistency of tensions that is beginning to have an impact, not necessarily the escalation, just the fact that this isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Can you make the case that it can disappear in the next couple of months? I think that's difficult to do.
It's difficult. Right now it's on a treadmill, and the uncertainty is what's really hurting customers in terms of the end market customers. And that's why right now in terms of semis and Apple continue to be the poster child for this U.S.-China trade war. And you saw it today, and this is sort of what many view as kind of the lead up into the G20. Do we get resolution?
So you made some headlines with another call, and the call is as follows. $1 trillion market cap back on Apple. They could reclaim it. Why do you think they can?
Well, it comes down to China. China continues to be the massive black cloud over Apple stock. We think that's worth about $25 per share here. If you do get some sort of resolution on U.S. China and those extra tariffs don't come on the $325 billion, we believe that's worth about $25 per share. That's why I continue to view Apple right now. Street's baking in about $1.50 to $2 VPS is basically taken out of this company over the next coming years because of China, both on the demand as well as the supply.
What is it about the trade story that's weighing on Apple in China right now? And I know that sounds like a really easy question to answer, but when you strip trade out, there is still some weakness in the Chinese economy because of what they'd engineered in the last couple of years. So can you dislocate some of those two things and work out what's trade and what isn't? Yeah, well, I think for Apple, I think at this point, if you look at it, it's on the supply as well as on the demand side. Supply because of Foxconn, that continues to be the flagship factory for iPhones. Even though they employ 1.4 million Chinese, there's worries about the implications there. But on demand, 60 to 70 million iPhones, that's 20% of overall iPhones, are going to be an upgrade opportunity for Apple over the next 12 to 18 months. So I think when you put that together right now, this is more 80% what I view related to U.S. China. The prospect of a boycott of U.S. goods, is there a real prospect, maybe it's even playing out right now? How much visibility do you have of that around Apple, the prospect of a boycott of Apple product in China?
I could tell you as of this week we've not seen it. I think so far demand for iPhones in China is in line with expectations where we see it today. I think the worries in the stock is not about what you're seeing in this quarter, it's about what you see 2, 3, 4 quarters from now. But as of right now, the bark's worse than the bite on China, and it continues to be $25 per share is what I quantify as the value of this overhang to Apple.
And you're still constructive on the stock?
Very constructive, and I view it as worst case right now is sort of being built in, and I think if anything comes out, improvement from the tariffs and or demand destruction doesn't happen, then this is just a golden buying opportunity.